This presentation presents the BCGE Group's results for the first half of 2022, as well as its priorities and the outlook for the year as a whole. The excellent economic performance in the first half of the year demonstrates the soundness of the business model. The bank is today applying a strategic model that allows it to quickly capture the potential of the economy. Net profit reached a record level of 78 million Swiss francs, and the group's prospects are well oriented for the end of the year. All performance indicators are at a high level. The bank's competitiveness remains excellent, as reflected in mortgages and assets under management and administration. Productivity is comparable to that of the best Swiss universal banks with international activities. Expenses are under control and the cost of risk is low. Profitability, which is expressed by the operating results of the equity capital, is at a very good level. Lastly, the equity capitalization ratio is at an optimal level. Turnover continues to grow at a steady pace. The bank's strategic positioning allows it to capture the growth sectors of the economy. Operating expenses reflect the trend of investment in digitalization and commercial development. The bank recorded strong revenue growth in the first half of 2022. All business lines contributed to this encouraging performance. Interest income was the main source of revenue, rising to 133 million Swiss francs thanks to the increase in outstanding loans and dynamic ALM management. Commissions also reached a very high level at 69 million francs, driven by asset management and trade finance. Lastly, trading operations, boosted by foreign exchange activity, exceeded 19 million francs. True to its mission, BCGE is a major contributor to financing Geneva's economy. It grants loans to companies and individuals for over 18.7 billion francs. 287 new companies placed their trust in the bank in the first half of 2022. Mortgages also continue to grow. At 43% of the balance sheet total, their share of the bank's activities attests to its disciplined diversification. The significant growth of more than 758 million francs in client deposits bears witness to the confidence clients have in BCGE. These deposits constitute a considerable source of refinancing for the bank and contribute to its financial strength. In particular, it has increased its mortgage cover rate to 151%. This growth is clear proof of the bank's ability to attract deposits, as well as of the success of the Avantage Service loyalty program, which has a community of over 37,800 members. The gross interest margin rose by 2.8% to 129.9 million francs over the first half of the year, a new record for the bank. This increase was achieved despite the cyclical erosion of margins, thanks to the growth in the volume of commercial business and an adapted ALM strategy. Commissions are growing across all business lines. Commissions on securities are boosted by the success of management mandates and investment funds. Loan commissions reflect the vitality of international trade. Lastly, other commissions are also increasing, reflecting the growth in business with individuals, both in branches and via digital banking. It should be noted that the 30% share of commissions in turnover is high and reflects the diversity of the bank's activities. Assets under management and administration proved highly resilient to market trends. Management mandates increased with a net inflow of 112 million francs and investment funds totaled 3.5 billion francs. Also noteworthy is the success of the 1816 online trading platform, which passed the 11,500 investor milestone. Operating expenses reflect the group's investments for future growth. The bank is investing in digitalization, IT security, and energy transition. Human capital is essential, and the group's workforce increased to 856 full-time equivalent employees. The bank is constantly increasing its capital base to strengthen its solidity and ensure its growth. Almost 1.2 billion francs of additional equity capital has been created since 2005, bringing the total to 1.8 billion francs. With a coverage ratio of around 16.5%, BCGE belongs to the group of well-capitalized and solid banks. The number of shareholders of the bank is increasing year on year. 192 new shareholders joined the bank in the first half of the year. This ever wider distribution of the floating share of capital is encouraging. The high level of employee participation in the bank's capital is also noteworthy. The BCGE share rose steadily for the first 6 months of the year. Its potential for growth remains high since the intrinsic value of the share is 262 francs, whereas the share price was trading at 173 francs on June 30, 2022. On the left of the screen are the challenges that were outlined during the presentation of the annual results on February 22, 2022. On the right are the achievements at the end of the first half year. Mission accomplished in terms of supporting the regional economy with outstanding loans of 18.7 billion francs and proactive support for businesses of all types. We are targeting mortgage growth with low risk. In private banking, assets under management exceeded 18 billion francs. In terms of asset management, the Synchrony brand has a wide range of 93 investment instruments. The share of the group's turnover in euros and US dollars reflects the group's focus on the international orientation of Geneva's business. Lastly, the bank is keeping up the pace of its digital transition and is continuing to support its clients in the energy transition. The bank considers that its strategic objectives have been met for the first half of 2022. The bank has 7 strategic priorities for the second half of the year: to act as the leading partner of Geneva's economy in the face of economic constraints and to support its increasingly outward-looking growth and international markets, to promote quality and encourage clients to be cautious on the mortgage market, to build on the bank's success in the field of private banking thanks to a focused and high-performance investment philosophy, to develop certain niches in the asset management market, to be a major contributor to the influence of Geneva's economy and trade, to innovate in the digitalization of banking, to accompany clients in the energy transition process. The bank is continuing its commercial expansion by capturing the economic recovery. It relies on the diversity of its skills and on the alignment of its business model with the specific demands of the Geneva and Swiss economy. It has 5 major orientations in 2022: a favorable strategic position, financial soundness, the attention given to the evolution of interest rates and markets, targeted and measured lending policy, the development of businesses that are less capital intensive. Barring a deterioration in the economic situation and taking into account the projected business developments, the bank expects an increase in the overall earnings for the year.